So,
Ready? You don't do the handouts? Good morning.
Good morning.
I got up at 4 a.m. to review this presentation, so pay attention. I'm doing this for my health. And I'm sorry about that. I've had about 14 cups of coffee too. Usually takes me all day to get that far. So, let's get up there. We'll look at the fundamentals of cloud computing, mostly from a business or organization standpoint. And keeping with my disposition, I'd like to start out with my first point on a negative note. Oops. Too far. Get a handle on this arrows. I put my glasses on, take them off, I lose track. The cloud's bad. Why does Jim believe the cloud is bad? That leads me to the point, I believe I have a legitimate question that I'd like to get your opinion on. Does the cloud standardize IT to a great extent? I was just interested in it. I don't really believe the cloud's bad. But I'd like to take a poll. And if you notice on your handout, you have those three options there, or you can add an option if you want to. What do you think about standardizing IT? That question. And you can write in something else if you want to. We'll get back to it at the end of the presentation. See what everybody, see what percentage A, B, or C is. And so let's go on to the next slide. Anybody need to see the question again? See it again? Okay, you can fill that out at any point. And you don't have to participate, you don't want to. The dictionary definition that I found, I can't credit the dictionary because this is all that was showed up in the search results. Click on nothing else. The practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet to store, manage, and process data or data, I don't know which is one is right, rather than a local server or a personal computer. And here's an interesting quote from Richard Stallman. He's a software, free source software activist and programmer. You might want to Google him and get a little bit of his biography. It's pretty interesting. The interesting thing about cloud computing is that we've redefined cloud computing to include everything that we already do. We'll take a look one at a time at the cloud computing service model elements. What does cloud services have to offer to their customers? The first one of those elements is service at any time. The cloud's open 24/7. Can anybody think of a way that why business might want that service?
It's always up.
Can hear you.
I think it's always up, it's available.
People can work from home at night shifts.
Recovery, backup recovery. Disaster.
Right. So it's always there. The next element, elastic services and storage, and rapid elasticity. Changes can be made real quickly in your software needs, hardware needs. Anybody have an example of adjust your needs according to the fluctuation. Maybe you have a seasonal business, and you have peak times, and you would need more computing power, and then slows down, you could go back down a little without having to invest in hardware or software. Support for multiple client platforms. Get that text box out. It refers to the operating systems, the runtime libraries, and are made available to clients through standardized access methods that can be used on a variety of platforms: Windows, Mac OS, Linux, any number of devices, laptops, PCs, phones. So there are a lot of options that a company can choose from, and they're going to accommodate whatever you need. The next element is resource pooling and consolidation. With the resource pooling, services are shared on different physical resources. There's data centers probably all over the world, and you're not going to know where your stuff is actually geographically, could be anywhere. And I think that that was probably a little bit scary for a lot of companies in the beginning, and had a little trust issue, but I'm sure that that's probably calmed down a little bit. May I have a comment or question on that? And that's called location independence. Measured services. That's where the service can meter the compute power that you actually use, just like they meter your utilities, and you build according to what you use. It's also for transparency between the customer and the provider, and to limit the customer from doing things that they're not allowed to do under their service agreement also. And that's for the billing purposes. How did I get there? Just pop up anywhere. Now we'll look at the cloud computing categories. I'm sure you can read that for yourself, the National Institute standards. Give you a second there. And the first one is the traditional, no cloud service. If a business does things the way they always have, they have their own network, their own applications, their own data management, their own operating systems, their own virtualization, server storage, and networking. And they're not using the cloud service. And then we have infrastructure as a service, IaaS. And as you can see, they've under this category, the service provider has took over the operating system, the virtualization, the servers, the storage, and the network for the customer. Now they're still using their own applications and their own data management with this service. Anybody know what PaaS is?
Platform as a service.
Platform as a service. It has the same list of where this provider is managing the operating system on down. I have that in blue. And the customer at this platform is still using their own applications management. Next, I know what that one is. Software as a service. And you can see that the provider has taken over pretty much completely everything for the business or organization, the whole list. And some of the well-known examples are Office 365, Google Apps, Salesforce, Citrix GoToMeeting, Cisco WebEx, and Netflix. Can anybody think of a business that might want to utilize this?
One without a lot of space.
Pardon me?
One without a lot of space.
And without a lot of space, maybe a startup business. They don't want to invest in a lot of hardware, pay a monthly fee,
Call centers.
call centers. Anything else? Anything or everything as a service. These providers can basically provide any kind of service that can be provided in the computer world. And the X represents the unknown, like it does in algebra. And when I was looking at this, when I the slide, it made me think of Arnold Guthrie. Anybody know what that is? Probably not many. That's a song. It's a 45-minute long story that he tells on Alice's Restaurant, and it's kind of a satire on the 60s. My generation, it's kind of a tradition to listen to that every Thanksgiving. And I haven't done it in a few years, but it's about how a fellow ends up in Vietnam from a piece of mail. His address, name and address was on it, and they took it from landscape, he ended up recording some long stories. Really funny. But, something you can pick it up on the classic rock station every Thanksgiving. It's great. And the hook in the song is, you can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. That's what we're except Alice. Except in Alice. Okay, then we have the subscription model where you can just subscribe to a software service. And we all know about Office 365. I was in Walmart and I happened to notice that you can just get a card, one of those cards with a PIN number on it, script the grace off, and put a 1-year subscription of 365. I didn't know that, I saw it on. Put a 1-year subscription in there for about 40, I think it's 40, 45 bucks. It wasn't very expensive. So, anybody think of any more? I'm having to use old-fashioned technology to help me see a little bit. This is a rentable software, or software by subscription. You would need your own operating system, your own hardware to run it. Now we'll look at the deployment models of cloud computing. Can anybody name them before we start? Basically 4 models. First is the public cloud. Services are provided over the internet to the general public. Google. And then we have the private cloud, where the services are established on customers' own servers or virtually for a single organization's private use. Can anybody think of what kind of a business might want to have this kind of service?
Private investigators.
Investigators, insurance companies maybe, that have branches spread out all across the country. And then there's the community cloud, where the services are shared between multiple organizations with common interests, but not available publicly. Some of the examples in our lesson was government regulatory requirements or a medical database of hospitals in a certain region. Maybe the hospitals here for Sanders and Larson and UT, I don't know, Tenova, maybe they share a cloud, I don't know. Could look it up. It could be hosted by one or more of those entities or by a third-party provider. And then we have the hybrid cloud. It's a mix of any or all of those services. But maybe not all of them. Could be. Part of it could be public, part of it could be private. But it could be a combination of different services. Okay, let's do a little bit of a review. See who's been paying attention. What do you need to utilize a software by subscription program? Anybody?
Thin client.
Pardon me?
A thin client.
A thin client. Yeah. Well, if you are the client, what do you need for a subscription?
Hardware, basically, in an OS.
Hardware. That's right. Marshall's paying attention. Who could name the 4 cloud deployment models? That was just me.
Hybrid, community, public. Private.
Private.
Hybrid, community, public, private.
Right. Now, does everybody have their, well, one more. Back at the Coca-Cola ad, there was 2 bottles of Coke. I'm not going to go back to it yet. There were 2 bottles of Coke. Were they Coke or Coke Zero? Anybody notice? Pardon me? Coke? Anybody differ? Let's see if I can get back to it. Then get back to where I'm at here. Everybody see? The one in the back is a little bit obscured, but the one in the front is 0, and the one in the back is red. I didn't really expect you to catch that. Okay, now, has everybody finished their poll? Anybody need another minute? Does anybody have a calculator on the phone and want to help me calculate percentage? I'm going to make a prediction that C will be much harder. Yeah, if you watch down, correct answers obviously. But there's no correct answer.
Is there a curve?
Curve? Nah, you don't really need one. Like I said, there's no correct answer. Okay, how many put A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I get everybody? 8. I think that looks like, how many we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 will be our division number. So if somebody will divide by
That's 41%.
41% for 8. Write that down. That's almost half. B. Anybody put B? 1, 2, 3.
It's 18%.
18%. And C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Well, I guess I was wrong about that. That's surprising. To me. Maybe not to you. Because I thought that no, or a B or C would be higher than that. I thought A would be the smallest. So I'm glad I did that. It's interesting. Does anybody have a comment? I'd like to hear. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. Go ahead.
I think there'd be some companies that would rather be independent. Maybe they'd feel more structurally sound if they built their own flag around their business.
That was definitely true a few years ago, and I'm sure it's still true to some extent, but a lesser extent today. I mean, I didn't really research that part of it. I just wanted your all's opinion, because you and I, we plan to go in to the IT field. So I think our opinion is important, at least to examine. Anybody else? Okay, any comments or questions about anything else in our presentation? Right along. I've lost the mouse. Now, if anybody would like a copy of this presentation, take off one second. Your credit cards. Okay, I finally got a laugh, a little bit. Something with
I said you take that.
no more questions. Thank you for your attention.